The spoiled rich kid laughed as he pulled the heavy lever. A massive steel claw crushed straight through the roof of the vintage teal Chevy truck. The kid thought he was teaching a broke, helpless old man a lesson over a refused $5,000 bribe. He didn't care that Marcus just stood in the dirt, arms crossed, watching in dead silence. But the kid was about to lose everything. He had no idea the quiet man in the faded flannel was the retired head of the State Department of Transportation. He had no idea he just crushed the wrong truck. Marcus looked like a man who worked with his hands. Sawdust lived in the treads of his red wing boots. His knuckles were permanently scarred from slipped wrenches and rogue framing nails. To the folks in our part of rural Pennsylvania, he was just a retired carpenter. He lived quiet. He kept his grass cut. He spent his weekends under the hood of his late father's Chevy C10. It was a beautiful machine, a freshly rebuilt 350 cubic inch V8, a Muncie 4-speed manual transmission, immaculate chrome bumpers. Nobody in our county knew his actual history. For 30 years, Marcus ran the state DOT down in Harrisburg. He commanded the highway patrol divisions. He oversaw commercial vehicle enforcement. He directed the state auditors. He stepped down at 60 to breathe clean air and fix old trucks. He left the badge on a desk, but he never forgot how to use it. It happened on a Tuesday in late October. Marcus was driving the Chevy through a wealthy, isolated borough near the state line. Old money territory, wrought iron gates and imported sports cars. 10 miles from the county line, the Chevy sputtered. The mechanical fuel pump gave out. The engine died. Marcus pulled onto the shoulder. He set the parking brake. He didn't even have time to pop the hood before the wrecker arrived. It was a brand new Peterbilt heavy-duty tow truck. Custom black paint, chrome exhaust stacks. A kid named Tyler jumped out of the cab. Tyler was the local mayor's son. He wore a gold watch and smelled like expensive cologne. He didn't ask if Marcus needed help. He just grabbed his winch controls. Tyler hooked the Chevy aggressively. He didn't use a nylon V-strap on the lower control arms. He just wrapped a heavy steel J-hook straight around the front sway bar. It was a rookie move, a dangerous one. Marcus told him to stop. He explained the hook would bend the bar. Tyler just laughed. He told the old man to shut up and get in the cab if he wanted a ride. Tyler towed the Chevy to a massive dirt impound lot behind an 8-foot chain-link fence topped with razor wire. The yard was packed with cars. Tyler dropped the Chevy hard. The front suspension groaned. Marcus walked into the cinder block office. The air smelled like stale cigarette smoke and cheap pine cleaner. He pulled out a worn leather wallet. He asked for the standard tow bill. Tyler leaned over a metal desk. He didn't print an invoice. He just demanded $5,000. Cash only. He called it an out-of-network hazard recovery fee. Marcus looked at the kid. He didn't yell. His pulse didn't jump. He quietly recited Pennsylvania Title 75, Section 3353, the state law capping non-consensual tow fees. Tyler slammed his hand on the desk. He told Marcus the state laws didn't matter in his town. His father was the mayor. His father owned the judge. Tyler told my grandfather he had until Friday to find the cash, or the truck belonged to the yard. Marcus didn't flinch. He put his wallet back in his pocket. He told Tyler he wasn't paying a dime. He said the truck was leaving today. Tyler's face flushed red. He hated the old man's calm. He wanted fear. He wanted begging. Tyler stormed out of the office. He marched straight to a massive, rust-covered Caterpillar 320 excavator parked near the fence line. He climbed into the cab. The diesel engine roared to life. Thick black smoke blew from the exhaust pipe. Tyler swung the heavy boom around. The steel sorting claw hovered right over the teal Chevy. Tyler looked down at Marcus. He smiled. He dropped the claw. The steel teeth crushed the roof structure flat. The windshield exploded into a million pieces on the dirt. The passenger side door crumpled like a tin can. Tyler lifted the truck 10 feet in the air and dropped it. Marcus just stood there, his boots in the dirt, his arms crossed. His face was stone. He memorized the serial number on the side of the excavator. Tyler climbed down from the tracks. He was laughing. He asked Marcus if he still wanted to quote state law. Marcus didn't say a word. He turned his back on the ruined truck. He walked out the open rolling gate. He crossed the 2-lane blacktop to a rundown diner. He walked into the smell of burnt coffee and fried grease. He sat in a cracked vinyl booth. He ordered a black coffee. Then he pulled a flip phone from his denim jacket. He dialed a number in Harrisburg. He didn't call the local police. He called David. David was his former second-in-command at the DOT Commercial Vehicle Enforcement Division. Marcus gave him the address. Where's the audit books? And the state troopers. The coffee wasn't even cold before the ground started to vibrate. It wasn't local police cruisers. It was a fleet. 6 black and white state trooper Dodge Chargers, 4 unmarked DOT enforcement Suburbans, 2 white commercial audit vans. They swarmed the dirt lot. Dust choked the air. Troopers in wide-brimmed hats stepped out, hands on their duty belts. Tyler came running out of the cinderblock office. He was screaming about his father. 10 minutes later, a black Lincoln Town car sped into the lot. The mayor jumped out. He demanded the troopers leave his property. Marcus walked out of the diner. He crossed the street. He walked right past the mayor. A state police captain stepped forward. He stood at strict attention. He saluted Marcus. The color drained from the mayor's face. The DOT auditors didn't just look at Tyler's tow logs. They opened the shipping containers in the back of the yard. They found 20 cars with ground-off VIN numbers. They found stacks of suspended commercial licenses. They found an interstate stolen parts ring. Federal felonies. The troopers put Tyler and the mayor face down at the gravel. The steel handcuffs clicked. 6 months passed. The state dissolved the local borough government. Tyler and his father went to federal prison in Allenwood. The state seized the impound yard. They put the property and the assets up for public auction. Marcus went to the auction. He bought the entire 10-acre lot, the cinderblock building, and the Caterpillar excavator. He paid pennies on the dollar. I saw him last Sunday. He was in his new, massive garage on the lot. The concrete floor was swept clean. A new snap-on tool chest sat against the block wall. He had a 1970 Ford F100 up on heavy steel jack stands. He was holding a grease-covered socket wrench. He wiped his hands on a shop rag. He smiled. He had a lot of work to do.